What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Third Person. That's Mike. I'm Chris. What's up, Mikey?
Yes, it is. What's going on? Little Stranger Things talk?
There's Stranger Things 3. This was a fantastic season. We will not be recapping it or reviewing it this episode. This episode is strictly talking about, as you can probably tell from the title, the theories, the prevailing theories, mainly on what happened to Hopper and possibly what could transpire in Season 4. So, Mikey, there's a bunch of theories.
Yes.
So before we jump into it, tell it what are some of these prevailing theories?
I mean, I think the main theory, we have about 4 of them. These are, like Chris said, these are the theories that are really floating out there. At the end, in the post-credit scene, we see the Russians there, and they
by the way,
about,
spoilers if you haven't seen Stranger Things.
That's right, spoilers. Yeah. There's the Russians are walking past the cell, and they say, "No, not that one. That's the American in there," or something along those lines.
As they're feeding, they're trying to feed people to a Demigorgon, right?
Yes. So they go and get that poor Russian guy instead of the American that we're questionable.
So theory number 1 is that
Hopper?
Right. Is that Hopper?
Theory 2 is there is some time before the machine blew up after. Oh my God, I'm having a.
Well, but as the machine was blowing up.
What's her name? Winona Ryder?
Joyce.
Joyce. So Joyce has a split second when she looks at Hopper when she turns the keys, and then when she looks again, he's not there. So the second theory is that he was able to jump into the upside down somewhere, and
that the Russians opened the gate and grabbed him
and got him, and
which would lead to theory 1, him possibly being the
cell.
Prisoner in the cell.
Yes. Theory 3 is it's Brenner, which is Eleven's papa, which we know
Matthew
still alive.
Modine was the right. So the thing with that one is we found out he was alive in season 2. We hear like a kind of almost like a throwaway line. Oh, Brenner's dead, and like, oh no, he's very much alive or whatever.
Or whatever they say. Yeah. So is it him? Is it did the Russians grab Brenner in order to help them open the gate of their own in Russia?
Grabbed the Demigorgon, right?
Yes, and that's the big question is that they have like this new Demogorgon there. How the hell did they get that there?
Right.
So that's interesting stuff. And then the fourth theory is that maybe it's just a new character altogether, someone that we haven't met yet.
Yeah.
And we'll see them in season 4. So those are those are kind of like the big theories about
those are
Hopper
the main theories,
necessarily, and the American and who this American is.
What do you think? Mike, personally, what would you think, or what would you like it to be?
Well, of course,
if we're going off of these.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going off of these theories itself, obviously Hopper's a big character, and we enjoy him on the show. So inevitably, I'm wishing that the American they're talking about, the Russians, is Hopper trapped in the cell.
So you want him? You want it to be him in the cell?
I'd like it to be because that kind of gives you confirmation that he's still alive. But the thing I told you off camera is that might be too easy.
Right.
That might be why would the creators, the writers do something like that and just give us that big clue right then and there that is initially going to be Hopper there. So I'm kind of torn, but I do like the second theory about him having enough time to escape into the Upside Down. Hopper's been there before. He's traveled in the Upside Down with Joyce, and so that could be an option. But then if Hopper's in there, who's in the cell? Did the Russians get him, like we said in that theory? So that's kind of some interesting things. So I'm kind of torn. I'm kind of torn right now. What are you thinking? What do you think?
All right. So I don't want it to be Hopper in the prison cell. I want Hopper to have escaped into the Upside Down, and he's in the Upside Down. I think it could be. I think I'd like it to be Brenner possibly in the cell because he could have helped them open a breach, and that's how they got a Demigorgon. I assume that this Demigorgon, because we've seen them throughout that whole. So they for a year before the season, so season opens up, and then the season proper starts a year after Alexei becomes head of that project. Right?
Yeah.
The Russian scientists that they captured throughout the whole show. So I think that they got that Demigorgon throughout that time, and possibly with the help of Brenner. So, and the fact they say Brenner's alive, because don't forget, what was his name? Max was the guy with the beard. What was his name? Oh, now I'm drawing a blank.
No, not Max.
The
It was
conspiracy theorist. Oh, Max is the girl. Sorry.
oh shit, what was his name?
Anyway, yes.
Yes, I know. We know.
Anyway,
what you're talking about.
the guy whose voicemail, if you call the number, it's an actual voicemail that you can call right now. The conspiracy theorist guy. He was telling Hopper in the second season. Remember, it was first or second. He was saying, "Oh, there's Russian spies. There's Russian spies."
Yeah.
So I think obviously we know the Russians have been involved in this ever since the beginning. Brenner could have possibly even been working with them in conjunction. They're on this side of the world, doing the experiments, opening a breach, and he's on this side of the world, Brenner, opening the breach using 11. So I don't think it's out of the question to have Brenner be the one. I don't think it's going to be a new character. I don't mind if it's a new character. That's fine. My main thing is that I really enjoyed the idea of now Hopper is in the Upside Down.
Yeah.
Because we had 11 in the Upside Down between 1 and 2. And I think between 3 and 4, it'd be really cool if it was Hopper now and he's got to find his way out. She broke her way out. He's got to find his way out. And he's very, he's pretty good. So I think I think that's what I want to do. I think that's where I'd like it to go.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Let's see. And if that's the case, it's going to be interesting on how we can get Hopper out of it. With 11 not having her ability right then at the end of the end of the series. So I'm kind of going along with you. I guess I can kind of jump on your back with your thoughts there, and we'll see. I mean, Brenner would be interesting because for a character, for them to mention him already in season 2, and then we didn't see him at all throughout season 3. We know what kind of an impact he has on 11. I mean, listen.
Maybe he helps her get her power back. Yeah. Maybe he gets back somehow, and he helps her get her power back. Like, we don't know. Yeah. Which is a question I had for you. I know we're mainly talking theories, but real quick at the end here. Well, overall, what'd you think of the season, man? Because I think it had, I don't think they forced. Season 2 was it had its moments, but I think this season was just chock full of just goodness, man. Like the characters they brought in. The sister who was his sister, the little girl, and oh my God, blanking on all their names. Wow, sorry everybody.
Yeah, Dustin's little sister. Yeah, no,
not Dustin. No, not Dustin. The other guy.
I mean, not Dustin's little sister. Lucas's little.
Thank you, Lucas.
Yeah, so it was written beautifully, and the way that everybody
paired them off.
Separated.
That was great. It was a great sequel. It was a great way to do a sequel.
Knowing they each had their own information to come together at the end to kind of.
Hopper with Magnum PI. He was, essentially being Magnum PI, and Joyce was great this season. I loved Winona Ryder this season. I enjoyed it a lot. Alexi was funny. Like they just really. Utilize their characters.
Some good characters. A lot of homage to like those 80s movies too. It's like the Body Snatchers.
Absolutely. And going along that
kind of a thing.
Going along with that, man, is the fact that they used a cliched character in a bully with Billy the bully, right? That's a very cliched 80s character, but look what they did with him. Yeah. They made him the focal point of the nemesis happening, the bad stuff. And that was fantastic. What a great idea to do. And, I think that guy played it wonderfully. And it was a really
he ultimately
interesting,
saves the day.
And I think, honestly, I think it's my favorite season. I think it goes 3-1, then 2.
Yeah.
I
mean, they all have their own special. They all have their own. I'm sure that if I went back and watched season 1
Dustin
again,
with the singing with his girlfriend, singing Never Ending Story, which happened to be one of my favorite movies. Like what a great show. So this was a great season. Anyway, it was great. Just wanted to run that at the end. So definitely good stuff. Those are our theories. What do you guys think?
Yep. Guys, write in.
And any other theories that are out there besides the ones we talked about, let us know. Like I said, we'll talk about them.
We have our own ideas, and then we were scouring some video and stuff like that. That's all out there. I mean, these videos are out there as far as what people are thinking about what happened to Hopper exclusively.
Wanted to 2 cents in.
Yeah. So we're glad to put something like this out for you guys. We haven't really did a theory video in a while. So let us know what your ideas are, your theories. Do you agree with any of the things that are shooting around out there? What do you hope for season 4? Write it all down there in the comment section below. Check us out at Third Person on all the social media outlets. You can also check us out at thirdpersonpod.com in the Google searches. Brings you right to this stuff. Hope you enjoy it.
Yep, that's it, guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.